Chances are, if you're watching this video, this was not you. Or, maybe it was, but your grades don't reflect that. Either way, your low GPA will not prevent you from getting accepted to the college of your choice. Today, we're going to detail 5 methods to get you into your dream school. We're going to start off with some basic studying techniques and then dive deep into how you can get accepted. Make sure you stick around until the end of the video so you don't miss out on some valuable information. Okay, so let's begin with the obvious. You should try your hardest to improve your grades while you still can. And I know that you're thinking, well, duh, but we're not just talking about any grades, we mean targeted grades. You need to target and focus on the subjects that matter most for your intended major, and here's how. But before we get to that, let's make one thing clear. If you're a sophomore or a junior, there's still plenty of hope, and if you're a freshman, there's a ton of room to improve. Juniors, make sure that you're taking APs, IBs, and honors courses if they're available at your school. Manage your time and use online tools like our videos and study guides, which are available free on our website, or Khan Academy practice questions and other online resources to improve your test scores. Now, for seniors, you should make sure that you're taking a difficult class or two, and remember that final exam grades for this year will not show up on your college transcript. Another important thing that all students should remember is that admissions officers will evaluate them in the context of their school. And you might be wondering what that means, evaluating in context? Well, this is how admissions officers in schools all over the country compare you to peers from different schools. All schools are different, some have GPAs on a scale of 4 or 5, whereas others go from 0 to 100. And regardless of scale, schools and even individual teachers at those schools offer classes of greatly varying difficulty, meaning that your friend's 95 in AP Lang at one school might be equivalent to your 75 at another, in context. If GPAs at your school are generally inflated or deflated in comparison to other schools, admissions officers will realize that and they'll account for it accordingly. So if most kids in your schools are in C's and D's, if you have a B average, that might be equivalent to an A at another school because of the rigor of your school. And if you won't take it from me, let's look at some quotes from several T20 universities. Here, we've got a bunch of quotes from the websites of UChicago, MIT, NYU, and the UC system. Each of these colleges, and more, will tell you the same thing. No one person is the same. They have other similarities too. They'll tell you that it's not necessarily about the classes you take, although they all expect rigor. It's also about how you were raised and what situations and adversities you may have encountered early in life. And we're going to get more into that by section 3 of this video. But first, let's talk about standardized testing. The SAT and the ACT are back, and if you don't believe that, check out these recent headlines. It's a lot, but this can really benefit you, especially if your GPA is being pulled down by math or English. Both the SAT and ACT assess these two subjects, and if you demonstrate your knowledge on the test by scoring highly on either exam, it can and will make up for poor English and math grades in the past. The ACT also has the added benefit of a science section. I'm not going to get into how you should study for these right now, since we've already made full content reviews for both the math and the English sections of the SAT. You should check those out if you're interested, but the point still stands. Standardized tests are repetitive and they're predictable, and if you can master the question types they use to assess your skills, you can easily make up for bad grades in the past. Now, there's still a problem. Those B's and C's on your transcript are not going to go away. So, what can you do about it? Well, you've got essays for a reason. Your essays need to show who you are, and in this case, a major part of this is explaining why you had difficulties in the past. Was it because of a medical intervention, mourning, discrimination, a tense family situation? Either way, you need to express this in your essays, and you should write multiple drafts, each with the conventions of standard English and a solid intro and conclusion to hear your voice. Often, reading your own essays aloud or having a close friend read them will also help you to convey your message. And most importantly, do not rehash your activities section. Your admissions officers already read it, and you don't want to waste the limited time they spend reading your app on the same thing over again. Now, there's much more to writing essays, and you can find great guides online. We'll also publish a full essay guide in the near future, and we can help edit your essays. Just click on the join button below to purchase a membership. And there's one more way to do this if you've already written and are satisfied with your essays: the additional info section. This section is a 650-word part of the Common App and most other college applications. It's for you to essentially freestyle. Don't add random things here or say the same things again. Rather, use it wisely and show how you have grown from the adversity you've previously faced. How has the same event or events that affected your grades helped you grow? Now, sometimes you can't say all of these things yourself, and that's where rec letters come in. If you have a low GPA, we recommend singling out teachers whose classes you both enjoyed and did well in. Ideally, these teachers are from your junior or senior year. Some colleges even forbid students from asking 9th or 10th grade teachers. Anyhow, these teachers should paint you as a person who works extremely hard despite underlying circumstances. They should provide a testament to your character, and the best way to do that is, of course, with a free tool. So, we made one. Here's our brag sheet. It's linked in the description, and by giving this to your recommender, you're going to be able to convey almost anything about you, and you're going to be able to play a direct hand in crafting your own recommendation. And now for our last and probably most important tip. You should apply to a range of schools. This is likely where you're going to spend some of the best or worst years of your life. The college you go to will certainly change the trajectory of your career and your entire life post-graduation. So there's a lot of factors to take into account, not just the prestige or the low acceptance rate of an Ivy League. Many schools are highly rated in certain subjects and remain relatively unknown. Be sure to scout out schools that match your personality, are the right size for you, and have a strong program for your major. Eventually, you should come up with a list of 6 to 9 schools that represent you. We recommend 2 to 3 each of a reach, match, and safety school. You can figure out which one's which by aligning your SAT score and or GPA to the school's average score and or GPA. A reach will be higher, while a match will be around the same, and the safety school's average GPA or average SAT score should be your last option with scores that are lower than yours. A safety school is designed to be a school that you can almost guarantee to get into. Now, here's an example student who has a GPA of 3.2 and an SAT score of 1260. Keep in mind that the average student has an SAT score of around 1050 and a GPA of around 3.0. So this student is a little bit above average. A good reach for this student might be Case Western, which has a higher GPA and SAT score than our given student. UC Merced, which has a lower average SAT but higher GPA, could be a match. And the University of Bridgeport, which has a lower average GPA and SAT score than our example student, might just be a perfect safety. We hope that this video has helped you navigate the college admissions process. Be sure to check out all of the resources mentioned and leave any questions in the comments below. Good luck with your college applications, and let us know how you do in the spring.